US President Donald Trump has said he is considering very strong options to intervene in Iran amid a deadly crackdown on anti-government protests. Iran claims the demonstrations have now been brought under total control. It comes as one US-based human rights group said the death toll from the unrest now stands at more than 600.
On the streets of Tehran today, a different view. This pro-government rally was attended by thousands of people and broadcast across state television. It is being presented as a show of unity and strength. After these images of anti-government protests dominated international headlines in recent days, resulting in a violent crackdown that has reportedly left hundreds of people dead. Today, the Iranian regime said those protests had now been brought under total control, a claim almost impossible to verify after the government imposed a near-total internet blackout. It comes after this overnight warning from US President Donald Trump.
They rule through violence. But we're looking at it very seriously. The military is looking at it, and we're looking at some very strong options. We'll make a determination.
What form any intervention may take is still unclear. Donald Trump also suggested Iran was open to negotiating with the US over its nuclear program. Then, this morning, this response from Iran.
The Islamic Republic of Iran is not seeking war, but it is fully prepared for war. Negotiations must be serious and genuine, not issuing orders and dictating terms.
His administration has also denounced what it said were foreign efforts to interfere with domestic affairs. The protests, which began 2 weeks ago, were initially sparked by economic concerns. Now they pose one of the largest challenges to clerical rule in Iran since the 1979 Islamic Revolution. Kate Varley, RTE News.
Well, as the world waits to see if the United States will intervene, let's have a word with our Washington correspondent, Sean Whelan. Sean, how likely is it that Donald Trump would intervene with yet another attack on foreign soil?
It's impossible to know. We are really in the greyest part of the grey zone right now. You're dealing with intelligence agencies, covert actions, a regime that has cut itself off from the rest of the world. It's hard to know what's going on the ground in Iran. It's hard to know, impossible to know what's going on behind me in that White House. The President has been in briefings this morning with Marco Rubio, his Foreign Secretary. No doubt they're getting input from the Pentagon as well. Well-informed analysts on American media have been speculating, as everybody has, about the potential for military action there, but pointing out that there's no American aircraft carrier in the Gulf region. They do have an airbase nearby in Qatar, as we know from attacks last year. But whether they want to get involved, I mean, if you're going to start bombing, what are you bombing? What is the objective? What are you trying to do here? We do have some idea of what the American objective for Iran ultimately is from the speech that President Trump made in Saudi Arabia last May on his visit there, when he very pointedly drew a contrast between the glittering towers, the extravagant lifestyles being led by people on the south side of the sea there, in contrast to what was going on in Iran, where the economy is faltering, inflation is up by 40%, and they're running out of water in Tehran, according to the president, because the regime there has been spending so much money fighting wars abroad in Syria, in Lebanon, in Israel, in Yemen. It hasn't been paying enough attention to the needs of the Iranian people. So that in itself would stir up unrest in the streets, but that 40% inflation and another food price shock as well, enough to get people out on the streets. Whether any of that justifies any kind of an American intervention, we simply have to wait and see.
Sean Whelan in Washington, thank you.